So I'm putting in the radiator. I see a lot of people kind of do something different with the lower mount. I know the manual says leave it zip tied at this point. I actually don't understand at this point in the build, I don't understand kind of why this isn't permanently mounted here in some way, why there isn't a cross brace. I'm sure it'll be apparent as I get further in, probably as it relates to putting the body in place. I'm actually not sure. So in any event, I have seen some people do a cross member from here to here to support the bottom of the radiator. I put together kind of a quick thing here. It's half-inch diameter steel tube. I crimped the ends. You can see that. I crimped the ends and ran a quick weld just to make that solid, and then drilled it. And this will mount like this here and here. I'm going to go ahead and paint this up with the body paint or chassis paint, and I'll put this in. I figure worst case, if this doesn't work, I'm out 15 minutes of putting something together. So, but I'll feel better about that than a zip tie holding the radiator in. Reduce the amount of stress on this joint here. And when it does come time to go kart it, I'm not relying on zip ties. But we'll see. This might be a complete and utter failure. Like I said, I don't understand how the bottom part of the radiator mounts yet. Maybe I could look at the manual. That's probably a good idea. Well, here we go. Yeah, here you see me hacking up some off-the-shelf radiator lines. I decided to, instead of trying to bend the stainless steel a hose to a 90, it made sense to do that via stock kind of part. So this allowed me to actually clean up the engine bay a bit, minimize my runs, and make some tighter bends. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the result. The lines were it felt a little wasteful using just the corners at a couple of these, but in the end I think it was the right choice. made up a little bracket here that'll hold this radiator line in an exact position. I've got enough flex on this line side so as the motor moves around it won't be an issue, but I threaded it through here. I know the manual and everybody else seems to go down below. You know, I've got I'm going to use this space for something else, and plus this is a much straighter line, shorter line, and looks better as well. The difficulty here is that I'm stringing it through kind of a narrow opening, but if I get it placed just right, it's more than a half an inch away from anything else. So that's what this bracket is going to do. And got a piece of rubber here that's going to act as an insulator to help give this pipe clamp here a little more bite. But the pipe clamp kind of locks into these two registration points and keeps it in one place. So once I get this kind of roughly in place, I'm then going to screw it into the chassis. And then shouldn't have any issues, but this is a little bit of a challenge to get this rubber in place. Well, I just finished plumbing in the cooling lines there. I still came up short on a few on pipe clamps. I'm going to have to, hose clamps, I'm going to have to get some more of those up. I know that these are the ones that came with the kit. I see a lot of people in these builds change them over to a different style. I don't know. I've looked at different styles. I actually kind of like the fact that these are slim and out of the way. I'm assuming their clamping method is good. I mean, it is what was included with the kit, and I've used these on radiator lines before, and they always seem to work. But here's how I routed the line down low here. Nice and clean, nice straight shot. So we can get a better close-up of the bracket I made. Kind of see the little bracket there. I know it looks all very close in there, but there is actually a little over a half an inch of space between that hose and any part around it. So I should be fine in terms of any movement I get, and that clamp holds it in place nicely. It's confined in the direction that it would ever move to need to contact something, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm missing a bolt. Of course I ran up short on a bolt, but yeah, so this is kind of a nice little milestone. Got the radiator all plumbed in, and I'm on to the next step. Okay, here's an addendum to that last little clip I shot. I added a thicker piece of rubber here. Basically, it's just a section of the radiator hose. I don't know why I didn't do this before. I guess I was concerned about the overall interference between the part where the hose runs through, but actually, in the end, it doesn't matter anything. It's all concentric. So I feel a lot better about this. I was a little concerned about 10,000 miles down the road after this thing vibrates around a while. I'd hate to see that stainless steel find its way to the bracket that's supporting it, ultimately causing a leak. That'd be a trip ender right there for sure, huh? So there's a little bit of an addendum.